So, Harlan, Coach has talked several times about, your conditioning and stuff in the off season, how you've lost considerable weight. Something you knew coming in, and have you noticed, how does that help you now the seasons are, coming close?
Oh, yeah, I think Coach touched on it a little bit. Just like my second jump is a lot more explosive now. I'm able to play for longer stretches with quality basketball and not just trying to survive a couple minutes. So I think those are the biggest things for me, is just being able to play for longer stretches and then just being more explosive, which, will be needed in the Big 12 for sure.
So how have you lost the weight? Is it nutrition, just workouts? What have you done?
Yeah, our strength and conditioning coach, Jason Martinez, has just been life-changing for me. Like, me and him talk every morning, every night before I go to bed. Just never like him getting on me about anything, just like conversations about it. And I think that's what's been biggest for me, is my relationship with Jason.
Ballpark dip, but do you have the exact number of how much you've lost?
Oh, yeah, I came in at 294, and then I got down to 263, and we've worked back up to 269, trying to work back up with muscle around there.
Is that about where you want to play?
Yeah, around 270, 265, yes, sir.
How's your role in this offense, and just on this team, different than past spots?
Yeah, I think me being an older guy now, I think I have to step into a leadership role more than I have been these past few years. So being an everyday guy has been something that we've talked about a lot. Just being the same dude every day, being an energized guy, being a guy that younger guys can look up to, and just he's doing the right thing every day.
And Harlan, and Honor also said, you're sometimes too unselfish. Is that something that you have to get over? How do you do that?
Absolutely. I think my role in a couple of the teams, as I've been in college, has been more of get it to the score and, get in rebounding position. And this year they're looking for me to score a lot more. So I think it's something that I've got to grow up in, as being immature a little bit, just thinking that, I don't want to miss this shot. Some of that mindset going on. So I think me just growing up in this role and just growing into it, really.
What was it about West Virginia? What brought you?
Ross Hodges' just mindset and winning. I talked to a lot of different coaches that, the same level of basketball, SEC, Big East, and, none of them, the first conversation was never, how are we going to win a national championship with anybody but Ross Hodges. So I think that was the biggest thing for me.
Where did you develop your pass first mentality? Did you come into college like that, or is that something you kind of developed throughout?
Yeah, I think just being around basketball my whole life, watching my mom play when I was super young, just having a good feel for it. I think somewhere along the lines I just became more of a pass first guy, and then I kind of translated it into college and just really never thought anything of it until this year.
You were a football guy when you were younger?
Yes, sir.
Lineman, what were you?
Yeah, I played 8-man football in Western Kansas, so you don't have either offensive tackles or outside linebackers, so it's a little different with the positioning-wise, but I played tight end and D-end, played both sides of the ball throughout high school, yeah.
So 8-man football, that's obviously, for around here, that's unusual. I know
Yes,
in rural places it's not. Was it a fun sport?
Absolutely. Just being in that environment of just knowing everybody, everybody in the stands, you know what I mean? Just one of those type of things, nobody in my class, everyone played every sport. It wasn't you were just stuck to one sport if you were good at it. So just being out there with all my friends since I was little was the biggest thing.
Why'd you ultimately pick basketball over football, and did you ever think about doing the dual sport thing?
I really wasn't a choice for me. I was always going to play basketball. The dual sport thing was something that was offered to me coming out of high school because I didn't really have any just basketball offers. So I thought about it, and it was a conversation me and my mom had, and she said, if that's not what you really want to do, then just stick to what you're doing, and you'll get to where you want to be. So.
Can I ask just as much you want to say about the dual sport offer? I'm guessing it was a small school. Was the basketball better at Niagara, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea, right? But you chose what you did. But what was the option, the alternative,
It was Ole Miss is where I was going to go to play both, and I decided, to reclassify, come to Rocky Mountain Sports Academy for that half year, then go to Niagara. Ultimately, so I think that was really all that went into it. It was, me and Coach Kiffin had talked, and that was really the only one I was considering. So.
And then you had the whole high school experience trying to pick a college. Your profile's different when you go in the portal the first time, and very different the second time. Can you just kind of compare and contrast what you saw of what other people saw from you during those different experiences?
Yeah, so you're asking just like my different experiences in the portal each year?
The elevator went up for you.
Yeah. So, coming in to college, not really recruited at all. Greg Paulus and his staff gave me a chance. Went over to Niagara for a couple years, entered the portal, and it was a lot of like really competitive mid-majors that were on my phone. Was blessed enough to go to UNCW with Coach Siddle and his staff, win a championship over there. And then coming into the portal this time, it was a little different, a little more sought after. Got to kind of sift through the calls on, what you're serious about. So I think that was really what it was. Just kept ramping up every time I entered the portal.
Honor said, obviously, with his three-point shooting, he was pretty popular in the portal.
Absolutely.
As a 7-footer, are you pretty popular in the portal?
Absolutely. They just want to know, what you got going on, what your plans are, because I feel like 7-footers are a dying breed in today's game, especially with my size and physicality. So I think I bring a one-of-a-kind type of trait.
How have your skills changed since you got to college, each step of the way, and then to here?
I think I came into college of more just like a bruiser, you know what I mean? Just go in there, gonna give you 15 minutes of like good, hard-played basketball, nothing more than that. I think as colleges went on, I've gained the confidence on offense especially, to kind of work in those ISO situations from each block. Passing in the short roll situations a lot better now as I get older. I think just those type of things, just the coach's confidence that just keeps growing in me each school and each season that I've went on has helped me a lot.
15 minutes more like 25 now?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you were in the portal this time, did transforming your body, shedding some of that weight, how much did that come up? And I guess what was Ross Hodges kind of pitched to you on that front?
It wasn't really a big point of the conversation. I came into college at 350, so I'm already down 70 pounds, so I've already, worked a lot in that area. It was more of just like being committed, you know what I mean? That's a big part of your body composition is just like being fully committed, not just when you're in the facility, but like when you're by yourself, what are you eating, what are you drinking, stuff like that.
You said
Your
your mom's
weight loss also be a big factor in like helping avoid cheap fouls. Is that something you kind of have to be conscious of with your size and some of the matchups you're going to face?
Absolutely. When I'm setting my screens, I always have to, be cautious because I'm a wider guy. If I chip a guard, it's usually being called the other way. Losing weight is also, like I said earlier, with my conditioning helped a lot, and so not playing tired helps me not foul a lot too.
Growing up in a small town, I mean, you played everything, so it helped your athletic ability, but I mean, you also didn't play high-level competition. So did that stymie you a little bit, keep you from maybe getting recruited more heavily, you think?
Absolutely. That was always the first thing that was said on the phone calls. We don't know how good you are because you're playing against guys that will probably never play in college. So I've always had to deal with that conversation. And so, coming to college and being able to like prove it and keep doing it, that's been a big thing for me.
You said your mom was a basketball player?
Yes, sir.
Did she play in college or?
Yeah, she played at Kansas Westland in Kansas. She played volleyball and basketball. Learned my love from her really. Just like from a young age, I told her I wanted to be serious about this sport. So, she put me in the right spots. I wasn't ever running around with the wrong crew. I wasn't ever having bad grades, anything like that.
She's a center like you?
Yeah. 6 foot.
Kansas State, Kansas, growing up, were you a fan of either?
Wichita State, actually.
Okay.
My cousin's Ron Baker, so, I grew up on the Shockers having that big run. So, really, Wichita State, watched a lot of Marcus Poland at K-State growing up, too. But, yeah, not really KU, nah.
Now you get to play them, though. That's got to be sort of something you're looking forward to.
Absolutely, something that I've had circled since I committed here.
Can I just get the facts right here? Your high school in Kansas, you reclassify and go to Colorado, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you play just basketball that year in Colorado?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. You played an all-star game in high school, right?
Yeah.
Was that 11-11 or 8-on-8?
It was 11-on-11. Shrine Bowl game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
How was that experience? 'Cause you can't play guard there, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, no, I came in, I played tackle, a position I've never even seen in real life before. It was a great week though. The coaches were really good with me. Just a learning process for me. I got to play a lot of minutes that game too, so it was something like my mom told me, think of it as like if you would have decided to go play football, like think of this as your tryout. So that week I really put myself in there and like pushed in with the guys, and it was a good week. A lot of learning going on.
And then just for people who aren't familiar, beside the personnel differences, is the game more wide open? The field is shorter?
Yeah, so instead of 50 yards wide, it's 40, and then instead of 100 yards across, it's 80. But yeah, it's just a lot. Like if you have the fastest guy on the field, I mean, you're probably gonna win the game. You get out to the outside, they're just gonna have a track meet most of the times. Some of the stats are probably inflated for 8-man compared to 11-man.
70 to 60 are scores. Right?
Yeah, it's a lot of high scoring games. 100%, yeah.